I swear I'll actually put it on YouTube. I'm really bad about that sometimes. And I'm going to get back to our conversation. So I have my little notes. But I wanted to just welcome everybody. This is so fun because there are people from like, you know, everybody's like on everybody else's pages. So it's funny because it was like supposed to be like my team and your team, Ashley, but I like seeing other people from other teams on here. And like, I love that because why not? The more the merrier. We got 50 people. So if you guys have other people who want to get on, we've got about, 49 other spots left if anybody else wants to get on. So my name is Allie Antonacci, and I am an ambassador with It Works, and I've been with the company for 4.5 years. Ashley, Dawn, and Jeannie, you guys want to just introduce yourselves really quick?
Sure. I'm Ashley Olive, and I am an ambassador, and I've been with the company for 3.5 years.
That's crazy. Dawn?
And I am Dawn Liedtke, and I am a double diamond, and I've been with the company for almost 3 years. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
And my turn. I am Jeanie Paige Mcwhorter, and I just had my 3-year anniversary.
Your what year?
3-year.
3 year. For a second, I thought you said
and I'm a presidential.
I thought you said 1 year for a second. I was like, holy crap. It's crazy. Awesome. Well, you guys, I'm really excited about this because I think all of us have very different personalities. We all have very different backgrounds. We've built our businesses differently. We work differently. We have different visions. We have different goals. But yet we're all working with the same vehicle of building this business to get us to where we want to go. And I think that's really, really cool. And that's something that Ashley and I had a super long talk about last week. And that's why we decided to do this at that. You know, 2018 is going to be about dreaming bigger than ever and pushing outside our limits and seeing our visions and realizing how this is our vehicle to get to them. Whatever that vision may be, this is our vehicle. And it's up to us to step on the gas and get the car. Right? So I think we're going to start by just kind of like sharing our visions for the year, like what we see, maybe some of our visions and some of our goals for 2018. So maybe we can give you guys a feel for kind of how big we are dreaming, and maybe it'll inspire you guys to dream a little.
Okay, I had the pen today, and I put it in my purse.
Somebody, can everybody mute them? Hang on. I got to figure out who's not muted. It's always the fun game. Who is not muted? Mute. All right, I think I got it. All right, so Dawn, you maybe want to start. You want to share some of your goals and visions and excitement for the year?
Yeah, so this is like right up my alley. Alley. Pun not intended. But really, so I spent a lot of 2017 self-developing, and it's something that I took very seriously. And I feel like it's just gotten me to where I am today. So I'm excited to share a little bit about my vision for 2018, and it might inspire you to create your own vision. So the first thing about dreaming big in my book is all it is goal setting. So it's thinking of some ungodly, unrealistic thing that you would love to have in your life by dreaming super huge. And then setting a plan and action for it. So I'm pretty sure you've all heard the term, a dream is just a dream without a plan is just a wish. So a dream with a plan is a goal. So we always set goals for ourselves, daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, 5 years, 10 years, 100 years if you live in Japan. But you have to have that plan. Otherwise, you don't know where you're going. You don't know what you want to accomplish. And without that, you don't know what to do every single day. So having those dreams, every year I like to think of 12 because there's 12 months. So that's 12 opportunities to actually give you a chance to achieve them. So think about 12 ungodly things that you would just love to have in your life and would die if they came true. And write them out, because if you don't have them written out, everywhere where you can see down and ambassador in a year because I just didn't know what I wanted to do with this business. And it actually took me 6 months to grasp that concept, to be like, okay, I'm way overqualified to be making and working way too hard to be making $150 a month. So my 6th month in the business, I promoted because I said enough is enough and made a plan to promote. And then I caught on to like how I was able to promote. And it's because I put that plan in action. I said, enough is enough. I'm going to promote this month. So I promoted. And then I was like, well, dang, if I can go ruby, then I can definitely go diamond. I just need to teach 3 people how to go ruby. So I made a plan. And on my year anniversary, I actually promoted to double diamond, which I never thought was possible. Because I never made that plan. But guys, if you make that plan to go ambassador diamond, it can happen because all it is 54 rubies. So the first step to doing that is setting a deadline. If you never set a deadline for yourself, you're never going to achieve what you want to achieve in the time frame that you think is necessary. So just like if you had a boss, we don't have bosses, we're our own bosses, so we have to set those deadlines for ourselves and stick to them. So, you know, if your boss comes to you, let's say you work at Pizza Hut, and he says, hey, I have this ticket of 100 pizzas that you have to make and deliver by midnight. You have to make and deliver those 100 pizzas, otherwise there's repercussions for your actions, right? So as a business owner, you set your goals. So you set, let's say you want to go double diamond, and you set your goal to go double diamond by March 2018. And you miss the mark. You don't achieve it. Even though you set your goal to do it, you have to give yourself repercussions. You have to say, okay, why didn't I do it? And you also have to put it out there. So if you never put it out there, you're not holding yourself accountable. You're not letting other people hold you accountable. So if I'm like super crazy, which I am, and I say that I want to be presidential diamond by this summer by green carpet, which makes me want to puke saying that. But if I don't say that and put it out into the universe and visualize it and believe that it can happen, it's never going to come true. So I'm saying it and I want to throw up, but it just means that I believe in my team, that I have the right people in the right vehicle that are going to help me get there, and that I want their lives to change along with mine. So I set that deadline, I set that goal, and I'm going to work with more passion, intention, and my tasks every day are going to be far more productive because I actually want to hit that goal at that deadline. Otherwise, I know there's repercussions for not achieving that. So the second part to achieving it, sorry, I'll make this fast, is dreaming big. Dreaming ungodly, huge, big dreams, bigger than yourself dreams. So if you dream selfishly, let's say you want a brand new car, but you want it for selfish reasons. Let's say you want a new car because you're driving an old car. Maybe somebody else drives a better, newer car and you want to be like them. And it's for selfish reasons. I can 50%, maybe 75% guarantee that you're not going to achieve that goal just because it's for selfish reasons. But if you have a deeper meaning for wanting that dream car, let's say your family's growing or you want to grow your family, so you want this big luxury vehicle so you and your family that visits can sit comfortably in this big luxury car. Those other people that goal affects, so even though that's a selfish goal because you're wanting it for yourself and you want to parade it off and everything, it affects more lives than just your own. So your family's going to benefit from it. Your neighbors are going to be jealous of you. Like, it affects more people than just yourself. So you're going to work with more intention, more passion, and your tasks that you take every day are going to produce more results because you're working that much harder to actually make that goal come true. So just like if your goal is to go Ambassador Diamond, if that's just your selfish goal because you see the huge money that it takes that you make when you get there, if you just want to make that for yourself, you're probably not going to get there. But if you want to get there because you know how many lives are going to change along with your life when you go Ambassador Diamond, and that gives you chills like it's giving me chills, that 1 presidential diamond and 3 triple diamonds and I think 5 double diamonds, I can't remember, and 54 rubies and 54 executives. That many lives are changing along with your life, and will never be the same. If that gives you chills and what wakes you up in the morning and keeps you up until midnight working your business, that's going to make you achieve that dream far quicker and far easier when you dream godly dreams that affect so many more lives than just yourself. So
oh my God, Dawn, I just like, I'm sitting here with like goosebumps and like teary-eyed, like for like a couple reasons. First, because like, my gosh, your vision is like so inspiring, and you're just like leading with just like, you're like oozing passion. But to think about how different you are now than you were like 2 years ago, and you were always an amazing leader, you were always a hard worker, but like you are just exceptional and just exploding with excitement, and I love it. It's so exciting, you guys. And like, that's just it. Like Dawn said, she spent an entire year kind of like self-developing and working on herself, and like, this is what's coming out of it, that like she's going to be presidential in 6 months, and that's pretty awesome. And we're going to have a really big party when that happens.
yeah,
Really, really good. So, Jeannie, you want to jump in and kind of share just kind of your visions for the year? You know, what you want to share, what you don't want to share, and we'll kind of go into then like first quarter stuff after we all sort of share this side of things.
Okay, perfect. I think my main thing with it going on my 3rd year, coming into it, was more action and less thinking. And so when I sat down and did my dream board, I kind of realized that when I first started this company, I had all these huge dreams, and I had knocked them, we knocked them off my dream board one by one, and I hadn't sat down and really, we said like, oh, this will be nice, and I would love to have that, but I never really sat down and re-dreamed until I sat down to make my dream board. So I totally agree that dreaming big is the number 1 step. And I think the second is action. Because I know for me, like, let's just say, because we've all been there, you build so far and then you have somebody that quits. You spend more time. So the action, you might be taking action, but you're taking the wrong kind of action. We then find ourselves like in this whole, well, they quit, or I can't do this. We let what somebody else decided to do determine what we're going to do. So my word for the year has been to persevere, because I feel like when you take a step in the right direction and you take the right action, it's a total game changer. And I feel like sometimes we overcomplicate our business. And so we find ourselves looking left and right, and we say, oh my gosh, she's doing that. I do this. I'm guilty of it. And I say, oh, that's working for her. Should I do that? And you kind of veer away from what you're good at and taking your action and following your plan. So for me, it's been more about, setting up my hour a day, that I wanted to be intentional, and following that every single day. I'm doing just like I did when I started building my business. I'm waking up a little bit earlier, and I'm going ahead and getting it done before it's even like 10 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock in the morning, because I'm waking up about 6:30, going ahead and getting my hour in, and then getting my day started. And I feel like sometimes we just need to take a step back, get a plan, and then follow it. Because I feel like if you're sitting around wanting to know every single thing, figuring out, what everybody else is doing, me personally, I would rather be the hot mess express, have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm taking action anyways, and I'm stepping out of my comfort zone, than being the person that knows absolutely everything, but is being an inactive coward. I feel like you want to be that person that knows that you can do it and doesn't look for somebody else to come do it for you. Because so many times, and I'm guilty of this. Like, when are we going to get our runner? So I decided that this year I'm going to quit saying, when am I going to get this person, or when is this going to happen, or who else is going to come in and be a rock star? And I'm going to be that rock star for my team. I feel like the most powerful person you have on your team, and it's a blessing and a curse, is yourself, because you get to be the leader. You get to set that pace for your team, and then you watch leaders emerge. So I don't want to just lead a group of followers. I love seeing my leaders grow into leaders and know that I get to be a leader of leaders.
Oh, chills. That's so true. That's so true. And I just typed it in the chat box. Like, you be a runner and you let your team chase you. And like, that's how you're going to see who's going to run. When you figure out who's running with you, oh, Jeannie, doesn't it just like feel so good that you just like, you like almost get like high talking to each other because you're just like so crazy for it all. And it's, oh, that's amazing.
That's what I feel. I'm sorry, I got all passionate for a second.
Girl, go.
But I feel like I've focused more, because I'm that person. I like go round and round with myself. Like, oh, I'm being negative, self-development, text Ashley, freak her out because I'm being so negative. And then I'm totally fine again. She's like, okay, thanks for that. But I feel like we spend so much time looking at what's going wrong, or who's not working, or who's not doing this, that we overlook our totally amazing people that are running with it. We overlook what we're doing good, and we overlook the good things that we're seeing and making happen ourselves. And so we develop this negativity, even though we should be yielding a positive attitude, because we're yielding positive outcomes.
Oh, I love that what you just said. Stop looking at who's not doing something and start looking at who is. And that's just it. Like, it's so easy to feel like your team's not doing anything. And then you like go in eSuite and you're like, well, who's that just enrolled 4 customers yesterday? Well, that's pretty cool. Like, go talk to them. Like, if you want to be on fire, go get close to the fire. So like, and so you show up at Zooms, you whatever. But like, if you're not feeling it and you see someone on your team is killing it, call them up, empower them as a leader, but also like fill yourself up with them a little bit. That's, oh, Jeannie, that's so good. You're so good. Ashley, are you, okay, there you are. You skipped to the
I literally just wrote that on our team page for this Zoom. Stay close to the fire, get on the Zoom. And I was like, I know some of them are probably like, I don't even know what that means, Ashley.
You want to be on fire, you gotta stay close to the fire. It's so
yes,
cute.
You've got to get close. And so something that we are really focusing on our team that has been a game changer is shout outs and consistently praising and looking at people that are enrolling and asking, what are you doing? Whether it's 1 customer, 2 customers, 3, like, how are you doing it? And so if you have somebody on your team that enrolled that day, make a big deal. And so I used to do a ton of that when I first started. I totally did not last year, and it's something that I'm really working on. And so that's a big part of my vision this year, is making sure my team sees just how incredible they are. And the more you do that, the more people start to look around and they're like, oh my God, like, she already enrolled 4 customers. Like, how's she doing it? I want to read those tips. And the whole morale of the team raises when it's all positivity. And we've had to get to the point, and I had wrap parties in 2015 where we were topping out at 40 and 50 people. And I have been very humbled by the fact that, you know what, if there's one potential in the room, I'm a happy woman. And I don't get frustrated. I'm like, you know what, 4 distributors came, I am so stinking happy. However many people come, you've got to learn to give the praise for that. I don't care who didn't come, who came, who plugged in, who showed up, who is the one that clearly wants to be close to the fire, and plug into those people. My vision for this year, I was a lot like Jeanie Paige. I struggled with redreaming last year, and it showed in my business. And so I'm really focusing this year on lots of different things. Like, I want to have a successful breastfeeding journey with Harper. Like, I have things on my dream board that have nothing to do with it works. I want to have my dream nursery. I want to be able to pay for a scholarship for somebody at my boys' private school to be able to go there for a whole year. So I have things absolutely related to It Works, but I have things that aren't, because I want to see it in all realms of my life, that I'm going to be able to have a healthy birth. I want to put these things out into the universe, because I really, truly believe, guys, that your mindset 100% controls what God sends to you. If your mindset is not where it should be, why would he turn around and send you potentials? Why would he send you a harvest if he knows your mindset is not where it should be to lead someone? And so I struggled with a pretty tough beginning of my pregnancy. And I did not enroll any distributors in November or December. And I praised a lot of Jesus for that, because I was in no place to be answering a question, to be even considering anybody getting passion from me, because I was rocked personally because of everything medically going on with me. Praise him, Jesus, that January is so much better and I'm feeling good. And I'm so excited to be able to look at the vision for this year and see, I want to focus on events. I want to focus on parties. I want to make sure my team sees how incredible they truly are. I want them to dream and have a vision and understand that you need stair-step things on your vision board, you guys. You need the smaller things. Like, I want to be able to fill my gas tank up every week without stress. I want to be able to pay for groceries every month and not have to check the bank account. I want to be able to get my dream car. You need the stair-step things because it feels so good to check something out. I want to be able to afford to take my husband on a date night every month. You know, put stair-step things on your vision board, because you're going to feel so good when you can check it off and you're like, yeah, look at me. I sure did that. And then remember to put that vision out to the world. I love Dawn talking about that, because I can remember being stretched very far. I went triple in 4 months, and I did not want to put presidential for December. Like, I did not want to do it. And my enroller was like, you have to. And I was like, I don't think I want to. And so I did it anyways, and I missed it. And you know what? I hit it later. I got even closer, and it was all in God's timing, because I got the double good presidential bonus. And then it didn't even matter that I missed the double diamond bonus. There was no bonuses out at the time. I missed a triple diamond bonus. There were no bonuses out at the time. It is going to be in his timing. I wanted ambassador by my 1 year, and I missed it by 1 month. I still liked my check a whole bunch, and I still worked with crazy intensity. So I was closer than what I would have been if I would have kept it to myself, if I hadn't told anybody. Like, everybody knew I was pushing for ambassador by then. You've got to put it out into the universe. Not even just at work things. Like, I had found a crib that I love, that I've never seen before anywhere, and texted it to Jeanie Paige and said, I think this is the crib I want for Harper. And it's a different type of crib. It's an iron crib. I've never even seen an iron crib. I've only ever really seen wood ones. I knew the name of it. I've been researching it. I've been checking coupons because I don't care how much money I make. I'm that girl. And then I made a post this week that said, I need nursery inspiration. We all dropped pictures. And y'all, a girl from my hometown commented the exact crib that I sent Jeanie Paige and said, I know this is what you asked for, but I'm selling this crib just in case you're interested. Y'all, it is the exact, I mean, I literally replied, I was like, that's the Casablanca. Oh my gosh. And she's literally 10 minutes from me in my hometown. It's all what you put into the universe. Are you going to be a big enroller? Are you going to be a double diamond this year? Are you going to have this vision, or are you going to stay meek and be nervous? And I'm not saying it's going to be easy, because it is so scary to put those big goals and dreams out there. I get it. When Brandon and I sat down to dream, I'll never forget that first time. I'm like, if we were making $10,000 a month, mind you, we've never made $10,000 a month in our entire lives. What would we do? And Brandon's like, all right, if we were making $10,000 a month, I feel like I could get a Polaris Ranger, Ashley, or maybe a Duckley's. And we were just like bouncing ideas off, writing it down. We felt crazy. But you know what? We sure did get that Polaris Ranger. We sure did get that Duckley's. We took our babies to Disney. I took my boys to meet their family in New York for the first time. Like, things that sounded so big and out of reach. But I wrote them down anyways, no matter how scary they were. And we were able to do it. So you've got to sit down and put it in writing, put it out to the world, and start getting that vision out there, because he is going to be behind your business the whole time. And he knows your thoughts, and he knows if you're doubting or if you truly see that vision for your business this year.
Ugh. Isn't it crazy how the things you put out in the universe, that like the second you open your mind and allow a little bit of space for new things to come in, the universe like mirrors it back to you?
It's unbelievable.
Crib story had tears in my eyes. Like,
I was in shock. Never seen the crib before in my life.
That's amazing. Gosh, so I mean, I'm looking into 2018 and I have huge business goals. You guys, I'm almost 5 years into my business. The average person in network marketing, even at the very top of their game, lasts 5 years and then they fizzle out. They're bored. That's the average tenure of a US employee in a salaried position is 4.7 years. So it makes sense. People get bored after about 4 to 5 years and they move on, within network marketing or not. And I have zero intention of fizzling anywhere. And I have intention of building my business to quadruple what I've already done. But I grew really, really fast. Like, not fast like Ashley. Like, that's bonkers. But I went presidential in a year. I went ambassador in 21 months. I had enrolled a couple rock stars in my first 6 months that just absolutely skyrocketed my check. You guys, I was 14 months in this business. I was a brand new presidential and I was number 7 in the company for a month. And I was literally at Dash and Mark was like, hi, congrats. I don't know who you are. Please don't be offended by that. And I was like, yeah, no, it's cool. Thanks. I was so intimidated. I was so nervous. Like, I hadn't even been dreaming. What had happened for me was I'm red and I'm green. So I'm competitive and I understood the comp plan. So it was a game. You guys, literally the charts were puzzle pieces and the income chart was a ladder. And I was just going to go up that ladder and keep filling in the puzzle pieces. And it was a game. How fast could I get it? How big could I get the check? You know, could I do it better than anyone else? Like, because that's who I am. I'm insanely competitive. And probably most with myself. And then it turned into a job. And in those years it turned into a job, I had 2 babies in 16 months. I'm being real honest that I got in a real bad place for a while. Not with my business, just kind of with my life. Like, when you're, like Ashley was saying, like when you're pregnant and you're like puking all day or feeling horrible or worried about your baby, like the last thing you think is, oh my gosh, I'm going to have a ton of energy to like really successfully and properly sponsor someone. No. And then when you have a newborn nursing around the clock, you don't feel that way. So I feel like I've finally like risen out of all of that. And I'm like, oh, it's game on. Like, you don't call it a comeback. Like, still absolutely ambassador, have had great checks, have fulfilled a lot of dreams, but like, oh yeah, this ambassador's not done yet. Like, I'll show you guys. I'll turn my computer a little bit. Like, that is a black diamond mirror on my wall directly behind me that every time I'm on the computer video chatting with someone, and then like, what's that word behind me? Believe. Like, you have to believe in it, and I believe it's going to happen. And I don't care if it takes me the next 2 years or it takes me 10 more years to go Black Diamond. Like, I'm going Black Diamond. This company is my home. This company is my vehicle, and it's happening. But why is it happening? And that's what you have to figure out is you can put any crap on your dream board. You really can. You can put any random thing. But I'm presidential. I'm going to have 37 diamonds. I'm going to have a new house. I'm going to be totally debt free. But it means nothing until you can visualize it and you can feel it. And that's what I'm working on this year. And I will tell you guys that last August, I went to Kansas City boot camp and I came back fired up and with a clear head. And I was like, I'm redoing my dream board. And I got rid of my whole dream board and I got this like cute little bulletin board. And I was like, I'm just going to put a couple things on there because my vision is so focused that like a new house was what I desperately needed. I had 3 babies, tiny house. It was not working. And I put a big house on there and it was like, okay, that's going to happen in like 18 months, 2 years. You guys, I moved into my new house 8 weeks ago. Literally, August 26th, September 6th, 2 weeks after I made that dream board and I started getting up every morning and journaling and really getting my thoughts effective and like working for an hour every morning, I was laying on my couch scrolling Zillow because real estate's fascinating. And I found this house that I was like, that's a big, beautiful house. And that's a price that it shouldn't be in an area that I love. Like, and went back and forth. And on our way home from boot camp in Nashville, we decided, okay, well, let's go look one more time. And we thought, I just don't know. I just don't know how it's going to happen. And you guys, it happened. I mean, it's going to take a few years to fix up and make it into our dream house. But like, I'm sitting in my forever house. I actually have an office. I've never had an office. I built for my first 5 years on my couch. So like to have an office, to have space for my kids to have their own bedrooms, to actually have a playroom, things like that. I thought it was 2 years away, but the second I cleared my head and I put it out there, it happened in 10 weeks. Like, how insane is that? And now it's funny because we took the house off the dream board, and my daughter, my 6-year-old, helps me dream, and she put a new puppy on there. And she has a very clear, she knows the exact breed, she knows the exact colors and everything. And the day after she put it on that dream board, she's like, Mom, this is going to be my dog. This is going to be my dog this year. And I have income goals, and she has life goals that once they both happen, we're going to get the new dog. And the next day, we walked into PetSmart to buy dog food, and we saw a dog that looks exactly like the dog she wants. And I started, and she like lost her mind, you know, of course, like loving on this dog. And I started chatting with the mom, and she's like, yeah, I know these dogs are like crazy hard to find or whatever, but I got her from a friend who, like, you know, she lets her female have a litter of puppies like every 3 years. And like, here's her info. I was like, are you kidding? She's like, yeah, she's probably due to have one in the next year. And I was like, oh my God, this is our like dream dog. And Addie goes, Mom, it was meant to be. We were meant to walk into this store. And I was thinking, no, honey, we made it happen. We put it on our dream board and we claimed it to the universe that this would happen. And like, legit, it was like the exact dog on the picture. So it was crazy. I feel like the things I have in store for this year, I mean, I intend on having 3 new presidential diamonds on my team, minimum. You know, I want 4 new personally enrolled diamonds in the first 6 months of the year. And I want them to be people that I enroll in 2018. You know, how crazy is that? I don't want them to be people who have enrolled in the past. I want new people who I'm signing today to be diamond in 6 months. I want to pay off all of our debt, cars, everything. And I have $100,000 in the bank to be able to renovate our whole kitchen, living room, everything, and to make it our dream house and make it our dream kitchen, because we're going to be here forever. I don't want to go halfway. I want to do it big, you know? But I just cannot stress the importance enough of putting it out there and taking care of yourself. Oh my gosh, like doing the self-development, putting the investments in yourself. So that somebody just said the dog story made you cry. Here in a second, when somebody else talks, I'm going to get the picture of the dog off my dream board because it's like right there. You just, you know, as I said, I've had kind of some dark times and some postpartum depression and things over the last year, and I've been pretty open about it in the last few weeks. I never really told anybody till I felt like I saw my way out of it. And on, I guess, December 30th, I was at a yoga class, and we had those like 5 minutes at the end just to get centered. And I just said, you know, universe, tell me I'm in the right place. Tell me I'm where I'm supposed to be. You know, give me a very specific sign that like when I push hard this year, it's what I'm supposed to do, you know? And that night, girlfriends came over, and one of them brought me a housewarming gift. And I was like, oh my gosh, you're so silly. And she's like, no, I just saw this today and I knew you needed it. And I was like, okay. And I opened it up, and it was a platter, just like a beautiful little platter. And all it said was, you are made for this. And I had asked the universe for in my mind, I even said, I need a very specific, clear sign that this is where I'm supposed to be, and I am supposed to push hard for this. And then she said the words, I just saw it, I knew you needed it. And like, so honestly, after I'd asked the universe for that happened. And within 12 hours later, it said, you were made for this. And I can tell you guys that in the last 3 weeks, in songs, in random quotes that have popped up, in things in books, I have had 4 or 5 different times where the words, you are made for this, have crossed my path. And I'm like, wow. I mean, it's as if I was like, oh, I don't know, universe. And it's like, okay, no, I'm going to smack you in the face. Like, you are made for this. So it's so funny that like, when you open your mind and you open your heart, things will happen. So I have huge, huge visions for this year, visions bigger than visions that make me kind of uncomfortable to even say out loud. But I feel like that day, and I actually even texted that friend later, and I said, you have no idea. This is like the most precious gift I've ever gotten. And she's like, I don't understand what you mean. It's like, well, you know, and I told her, and she's like, oh my God. She goes, I just saw it and I just stopped cold. And she goes, and I had to buy it for you. Something in the world told me Allie needs that right now. And I was like, wow, well, clearly. I was like, I did. So, yeah, my vision for the year is so much bigger. It's about my team and it's about my life. It's about my mental health. It's about my physical health. Like, I want to run a 10K. I want to take a 3 to 4 day, like, totally unplugged, like, spiritual, like, go by myself, like, meditate for 3 days trip, like, without, like, and center myself. Like, I want to do things like that. I think I've learned more than anything the last 4 years that, like, taking care of myself is going to make me so much better for my family and my team. So, gosh, I just could go on and on, but my chills and my vision for this year are insane. So, Jeannie, I know you have an amazing, I think what we have to get to now, we've already talked for 40 minutes about vision. Jeannie, I want you to share what can happen in the first quarter of the year. Because that's where we're at, and people are like, okay, I mean, what the fit? Like, I guess some people are doing New Year's resolutions, but I always tell my team that, like, is game on right now. Business is theirs for the taking, and I know you have a great first quarter story to, like, share what can really happen.
Oh, I love first quarter. I talked to my team today. I was talking to my group of girls. We're all going to conference, and I was like, guys, I know I'm blowing y'all up because I did. I was like, that girl that's like message. And then I would ask questions, not give anybody time to reply, message. Because I was so excited because I was telling them, you know, those of you who have stayed consistent and stayed working and are all in this and are intentional, your lives are about to forever change. You know, I told Ashley I wasn't going to join her company. It works, our company now, my passion. But I told her no for 6 months. And I was also that girl that was like, I have a real job. I don't need your scam. And then I kind of changed it into, you know what? I kind of do need it because I'm broke, but I'm going to do it next month. And then I did that for like 3 months, right? So I know more than, you know, better than anybody, timing is everything. Because for me, it wasn't just I didn't want to do it. It was I didn't want to admit that I couldn't do it because money wouldn't allow me to do it. And so I always think of first quarter as me walking through it because I knew for me, I joined mid-January and I knew that meant I had to get another paycheck after Christmas. And then as soon as I got my second paycheck, you know, catch up what bills I didn't pay so I could buy Christmas. As soon as I got my second paycheck, it was on. So I paid all our bills. We had $139 and some change in our account. And I spent $113 of it to dive into this company without paying our power bill. So I kind of was taking a little bit of a gamble as a one income family of 4 with twin baby girls. But I knew something had to change. And so when I started, it was not just you know, at first it was kind of like, I might try this. I want my free product. I even asked Ashley, do I have to turn that auto shipment on? Because, you know, I'm really not about that. She's like, yes, you do. So I did. And for me, that month of explosion and the growth I saw in myself, but I felt it, like you said earlier, when you feel that you're going somewhere, that's when you'll go. Because I knew I had nowhere to go but up, and I was going to make it happen. So by February, my first full month in, I went ruby. My second month, I went diamond. My third month, I went double diamond and Ben went diamond. My fourth month, I went triple diamond and Ben went double diamond. And then my fifth month, I went presidential diamond and Ben went triple diamond. So we went from a family who was having to have our parents bring diapers to our house and not paying our power bill to all of a sudden a family that was able to dream again and that was able to kind of just breathe and know that things are going to be okay as long as I keep my head on straight, my vision steadfast, and I work for it more than I want for it. And I think that's so crucial in our business because so many times I have people say, but I really want to be diamond. And my thing is, if you want to be a diamond, work like you're already a diamond. Work like you are going to be in that leadership position and you will get there. Because when you can literally feel, like you said, where you're going and where you're heading, you will do whatever it takes to make it happen. And I think along the way, don't stop, because I'm guilty of this. Don't stop celebrating things that you view as like the tiny things. You know, maybe it's that you pay for that extra tank of gas. Maybe you can buy that own can of formula for yourself. Maybe you went grocery shopping and you didn't worry about spending $20 extra. Because I know even now, the stage I'm at, I cried the other day because I was sitting here saying, you know, here's where I'm going. And I was just looking at, I was like, oh my gosh, I quit being grateful. I quit realizing how far we had come and celebrating those things that got us here. You know, when we started, we lived in an 800 square foot tiny duplex that was like $500 a month in the middle, you know, just anything that we could afford. And now we live in our dream home, and I need to freaking celebrate that every single day. So just in the past week, I've started telling I cried over this. Ashley had a talk with her little boy about skating. And she was like, Jeanie Paige, I just kept telling him, Hunter, we do hard things. So I'm over here bawling because it just hit me. You know, we do hard things, and that is what makes them so amazing when we knock them off our dream board. And so I tell myself, like with the keto diet, I told Ashley the other day, I was like, I've been thinking about giving up at it, but you know what? I do hard things. I've literally been telling myself that every single day, and in my business, it's already made the difference. I've enrolled 4 people within the 5 days out of 7 that I've said we do hard things, because I was like, man, I have messaged 200 people and I'm not signing anybody. Nope, Jeanie Paige, you do hard things. You're going to message 100 more. And I'll be dang if my inbox is not on fire. And so just that tiny shift. In fact, side note, my hair is like this because we started watching Survivor, and I'm like giving myself pep talks now every day. Like, I'm like, Jeanie Paige, you are a badass. Bad butt. I don't know if anybody, sorry. But I was like, Ben, I can totally do Survivor. I can do anything I freaking want to do. So for the past 3 days, I've been fixing my hair without looking in a mirror. Please don't judge me, because I'm like, I'm going to look cute when I go on Survivor. And so I'm going to apply and I'm going to be awesome. And that's what I told Ben every single day. It's like, I'm going to do this because I do hard things, and I know that whatever comes my way, I'm going to crush it. And that's how I'm working every single day in 2018. And if you work your business like that this first quarter, what you're capable of will blow even your own mind.
Do you see why I love her? I could not even stop laughing right now. I'm crying.
Oh my God, it makes sense why you guys are like BFF. Jeanie, we really need to hang out at a conference. I feel like this could be really good.
I died. She literally told me that. She goes, you know, you told Hunter my son does not want to skate. He wants nothing about that life because he's a perfectionist, which he gets from me. But the quitting part of it, he does not get from me. So we're on the struggle bus with that, raising this little boy. She was like, and I just remembered you told Hunter that. And so I told Ben, I can't quit keto because we do hard things.
I love that. I just wrote it down. I said we work for it, not want for it, and we do hard things.
We do.
I love that. I'm gonna like tattoo that on my arm. Like, we do hard things because we do.
And you know, your child doesn't get it. And I was like, you don't know how much, Mom. You know, not many people get where I'm at. I do hard things, Hunter. Hard things.
I know my daughter's always like, well, Mama, you're on your phone and you rap people. And I'm like, it's freaking hard. You know?
Exactly. I'm like, if you only
Mama, this whole house. Like, oh my God, Jeanie, that's amazing. So, I mean, gosh, talk about what you guys can do first quarter. Like, mind blowing. Dawn, I was hoping you could share a little bit. Like, we talked about like pour into yourself. But people are like, okay, it's first quarter. Like, I know I was guilty of this the first year in the business, is I never did 1 ounce of self-development because I didn't think it was income producing. I thought, well, I'm busy. I was going presidential. I was going ambassador. I was like, well, I can't spend an hour reading. Like, do you know how many people I can message? Do you know how many people I can enroll? Do you know how many people I can? So can you talk to that? Because through your self-development last year, you have transformed yourself into a complete badass, enrolling machine, messaging machine. You're so laser focused. But in this first quarter, I feel like it's more crucial than ever. So what can you speak to that? And like, what can you share with people and maybe tips for how that they can do both?
Yeah. So definitely I could not like wake up and get anything done if I didn't self-develop. So whether that be reading or listening to a quick inspirational video or anything, something that just pumps me up or gives me ideas. Like recently, like when you're talking to people and getting to know them and really want them on your team, you're asking them things. So you're not just telling them about this business, like throwing up on them, like, this is why I want you in my business. You're asking them things like, what's your why? But since I've developed, like, self-developed and I've learned so many things about like how to win friends and influence people, but really like how to get people to like you and how to genuinely like other people. You learn to spend time like getting to know them on a deeper level. So not only are you asking their why, but you're getting to know their dreams too. And that excites me more than anything when you get to know like you start dreaming together with your team. So one thing that Jeannie talked about was she said that she was working like it was already here. Like she was working that she already was a diamond. She was working that she was already a presidential diamond, and you work like you're an ambassador diamond, like you're already there. And that's kind of what Jim Carrey says. Like he is like my go-to guy. Like he pumps me up more than anything because he's such a huge visualization and like seeing is believing kind of guy. And what he says is when you say, when's it going to come? When's it going to come? When's it going to come? You're facing the wrong way from it. Like you're turning away from it. But if you say that it's already here, it's already here, it's already here, then it's going to happen. So believe that it's already happened and believe that you've already achieved it and then you're already there. So that's one thing that I've done is like every month I write down like who's going to join my team. And I have quality conversations with those people like they've already joined my team. Like it's already happened. They don't know it yet, but they're going to join my team. They're going to be my best friend. And if they don't join for a few months or 5 years from now, they're going to join my team because I'm going to love on them and dream with them and stay in their feed until they get sick of me and they're like, okay, I'm in. So I feel like you have to get to that place. And like, I wouldn't be able to talk even on tonight's Zoom if I had not read the books I've read. And it doesn't have to be like read a book a day. It could be just like a chapter, gain inspiration and like, oh, well, what I've learned from this, I can go message 25 more people because I'm fired up by what I just read and what I just learned, that I can talk to them more sophisticatedly and dig deeper. And I feel like that's what that's been able to do with me. So yeah, Tony Robbins is the man. If you need anybody to go to, definitely check out his YouTube channel or even Facebook, but he's amazing.
I just realized I was muted, but I know you're a huge Tony Robbins, like, and Dawn, like, do you like listen to the radio in the car anymore? Do you?
No, never. It's always my phone is plugged in and I have an audiobook on. So yeah. And any spare time, like in the shower. But it is good to listen to the music, like listen to the radio. Like I have my go-to songs like Thunder and Rise Up, like those songs I go to like before a potential distributor call and I get myself jazzed. Like
have you heard the new Carrie Underwood song Champion? Because it's like
yes.
It like had me in tears. I'm like, I am a champion. I am.
And don't you like visualize your thighs as hers while you're listening to it?
Yeah, I'm gonna like so have a body like hers too.
Yes.
Maybe that's another 2018 goal. I look like Carrie. And then I'd really never get any work done because my husband would never leave me alone.
Baby number 4.
Oh my God. So, Dawn, I'm so proud of you. I am so proud of you. Gosh. And you're doing it. You're going presidential this summer.
Yeah.
You'll do it. I'll come down and throw you a party in Florida. Excuse me to visit, right?
A 1 team, 1 mission.
Sure. Whatever. I don't care what it is. I'll come visit. Ashley, what do you have to say about first quarter?
So I have experienced first quarter at different phases of my business that I kind of want to share about. So I went into it January 2015. I was a triple diamond with technically a below average paycheck. And I went to my very first conference. I'd been in for 6 months, like I said. I set general admission, and I watched Mackenzie Schultz walk across that stage. And I'll never forget, Dana Dastrup got up and walked behind me to talk to her team. And I heard her tell them, she went top 10 in a year. And that phrase changed everything for me. And she knows that because I was like, I'm going to do that. I mean, I literally was like, that's going to be me. And so then they announced the double good bonuses. I ended up going presidential in March, which was 9 months. I went ambassador that summer in 13 months. And I don't know what number I was because they wouldn't give us numbers then, but I know I was top 15 for Dash. So I know I went top 15. And I was like, that's right. Like, that's what I'm doing. And guys, I literally was a below average triple, looking at my volume going, I don't think it's ever going to hit 100. Like, I just don't really see that, because I didn't even know what last quarter was. I just knew I was kind of like saying the same. And I was like, I just don't really see that. Yeah, right. Once I went to conference and I heard them say McKinsey did it in a year, I was like, checkmate. So will I. And I grew by 100,000 a month all the way till summer. A month, y'all. I was partying my butt off. I was doing weekly parties with my whole team. I was doing lunch parties. I didn't watch TV my whole first 13 months to ambassador, and now I just watch, This Is Us and Grey's Anatomy, because priorities.
Those are my things too.
I was so laser focused. Okay, so I went into that, and it was like great. So then, I guess it would have been December. It was the first week of 2016. I lost 3 personally enrolled double diamonds and above within 24 hours of one another. My entire family had the flu, and my husband was out of town on a hunting trip, and I had the flu. And I was in the midst of building my dream home, okay? So there was a lot of life, and I may have been in a closet crying on the phone with Jeanie Paige, okay? And she was like, Ashley, you're fine. You are going to do this. You're going to put your head down, and you are going to prove everything you've ever done anyways, and you are going to be fine. You're still going to get the house. You're fine. And I'm like bawling. I'm like, just tell me it's going to be okay. It doesn't really feel okay right now. And she's like, yes, it is. I put my head down. I want you to know I've got 3 little boys. Last spring was the very first spring they played baseball, that the twins were in kindergarten. It was the first spring that all 3 boys were in baseball. So we were going 2 different directions. My husband manages both, coaches both. I'm team mom for both. Like, if there was a time of our life that I could have made excuses, it was last spring. But instead, I lost those people and said, I didn't do this for y'all. I'll do it again. And I did. And I went top 25, y'all. I was sitting at the baseball field when I uploaded on my phone, and I burst into tears. I was like, I did it! I knew I could do it! And so I have experienced that first quarter boom with an incredible mindset going into it, going, yeah, I can do this. Coming from real down low, saying, maybe this is it. Maybe I'm a one-hit wonder. I was crazy. I was like, we should back out of the house. Like, I don't know what we're doing. Like, we need to leave everything. 3 personally enrolled. I was questioning my leadership. I was questioning my ability to lead. Like, there was so much in my mind, but instead I turned it into, watch this. I don't care how much baseball I have. And when you build with parties and you have baseball 5 nights a week, it's a little confusing. And so I was like trying to find time to party, and I had to have kids at baseball, but I didn't care. I made it work, and I knew that I was going to be able to do it again, and I did. And I went top 25, and I popped double diamond on my 2.0, and I got these new rock star leaders that came up through that leg that are on here. I saw Lisa, I saw Misty. Like, I got this new blood that has this incredible vision, and I just have to tell y'all, if you don't have a sideline and upline and somebody that would tell you that when you're sitting in a closet crying, you need to find her. You need to find that person, because I needed her to say that in that moment, that like, yes, you will do this. You're fine. Get to work. You put your head down and you do a 90-day run and you work. Those type of moments, that's the grit that will push you. So no matter where you're at right now going into first quarter, I just want you to know, wipe a clean slate, put your head down, and decide you're going to work. Don't make excuses. Don't say, I really want to be diamond by March. Sit down tonight and say, how could I pop diamond? I need to enroll this many people. And then I want you to make a plan next to that. How am I going to enroll those people? I'm going to blitz 5 times a week. I'm going to have a party every other week. I'm going to have an online party. Like, write out specific action steps. I'm going to power hour. You have to have the how, or it's not going to happen. So for first quarter, don't sit back and then be able to say, well, I wanted it. I wish I would have, because then it's going to be fall before you know it, and winter before you know it, and you're going to be like, God, why didn't I work when that momentum was crazy? I'm signing what the fits, y'all, like this. Those things are insane. How well, I almost always forget to say it includes shape, because in my head it shouldn't even include shape because there's so much stuff in it. I'm like, there's no way it's all of this for that price. Like, we have the right products, we have the right vehicle, we have everything in place. The only difference between Allie and I, Jeanie Paige and I, between all of you, is the work that's put in behind it and not the wishing. It's that actually sitting down and putting the action steps and making sacrifices. I sat at a One Team One Mission because Mike Patillo flew in. I missed the very first baseball game I'd ever missed of my children's life because that takes priority. And my son made the very first out at home plate he'd ever made, and he got the game ball. And I sat on the front row and I just cried listening to Mike talk. I was like, oh, no, I can't believe I missed it. I knew I was where I needed to be, because you got to be close to the fire. You show your team that you plug in and that you make sacrifices. Now, did I want to kill my husband that night, who's the manager that gave him that game ball without his mama there? He may have got an earful, maybe. But I did it. Best part was fall ball. He went to the men's retreat, and guess who got the game ball while he was gone? The other twin. I was like, such is life. Such is life. So I just have to tell you, make the sacrifices, make the plan, put your head down and work, because you will never get another first quarter.
Oh my God. Well, I don't think I'm going to sleep tonight now, just like listening to that pep talk. So Ashley, I have your cell phone number, and I'm just going to like call you any day that I need a pep talk. I'll be like, call me right now. Be a little low.
Blow me up.
A little rah-rah, because she's so right. You guys, if you don't have that person you can call from a closet crying, and they're going to lift you out of it and refocus you, because so many of you, I can almost guarantee that that person that you think is your person, when you call them, they're going to follow you down that negative path. They're going to say, oh, it's okay. You've had a busy year. Oh, gosh, I know you had a baby. I mean, it has been hard. I mean, there were all those glitches with that app. They're going to start enabling you, and they're going to start validating your freak show negativity that's brewing in your head, and then you're going to get more negative, and they're going to get more negative, and suddenly you're start validating each other and enabling each other. And I am telling you that negativity is viral, and it will drown you, and it will drown your team. And the second it's taken you over, you'll be like, well, I'm not speaking negative to my team. Yeah, but it's your lack of positivity to your team that will start drowning them. It'll let the doubt creep into their head because they don't have you rah, 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 positivity, vision in their ear. So Ashley is so right. If you don't have that person, you need to figure out who it is. Figure out that person. If you think you have an accountability partner, but when you call them a bad day, they say, oh, you're right. That's not an accountability partner. You need someone who will truly hold you accountable, who will say, no, this is your dream. This is your vision. You get up and you go for it. You do not give up on your dreams. And I think it was Jade Hooper who said that until she was willing to look her babies in their face and say, no, mama doesn't want to work that hard for you, she wasn't going to give up. And the day she told me that, I was like, whoa, like, no wonder your team's on fire. Like, holy crap, you speak to them like that, but it's true. Like, you know, what am I going to do? Look at my babies and be like, no, we probably can't keep this big house. Like, no, I'm not going to do that. I want to work my tail off to keep it. So I will say that my first conference, I went as a new double diamond. By March, I was a brand new triple diamond, and I had tripled my paycheck. The next year, I went as a presidential diamond. I was 76 distributors away from ambassador. 7 weeks later, I went ambassador, and I tripled my paycheck. December to March, both times, tripled my paycheck. Oh my God. I mean, it was nuts, because I don't plan social outings in first quarter. I'm going to Mexico in a couple weeks, and my first question was, how's the Wi-Fi at the resort? Yeah, I'm going to be on the beach having a really delicious cocktail and getting tan. But while everybody else is sitting there, you know, getting drunk or whatever, I'll sip my mojito and I'm going to read self-development books. I'm going to listen to podcasts. I'm going to message. I'm going to make sure I do at least 1 power hour a day, because like, really, am I going to drink mojitos for like 14 hours a day? No, I'm not. My husband's a late sleeper. In the mornings, I'll like go work out while I listen to an audiobook. I will do a power hour. I can get so much done in 2-3 hours a day before him and I even start our day together, you know? And that's just it. So I want to show you guys, this is what I made for myself for first quarter. It's kind of hard to see, but it's like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and you flip it over and it's the rest of the week. And it's literally every minute of every day from 5:30 to 9 p.m. laid out. And I'm not a scheduled person, and I'm trying to follow this, but of course I'm not doing it to a T. But what I did before I made this was I made a list of every single thing I wanted to do during the week to run like a freaking rock star business. Every email, every follow-up, everything. Like if I was running the perfect business, what would I need to do? And then I made a list of everything I wanted to do as a mom. Everything, I want to make sure I was picking up from school. I was dropping off at school. I was making dinners. I was having family time. I was having time with my husband. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to see if I can fit it all in. You guys, I had way more time than I ever realized. It's about time management. It's about using your time effectively. Our team has been getting up at 6 a.m. Amy Spencer's an ambassador. She's been leading power hours every single day, Monday to Friday at 6 a.m. And you guys, we have 30, 40, 50 people on. There are people getting up at 5 a.m. to get ready for work from 5 to 6 so they can work on their It Works from 6 to 7 before they leave for work. Talk about passion. Talk about dedication. Enrollments are up. Excitement is up. Everybody is more excited. Everybody's more focused, because when you start your day like that, you have so much more focus for the rest of your day. You have so much more purpose for the rest of the day. When you're on the offensive for at least an hour, and the rest of your day, if you're just responding, you're still getting so much done. But you guys, I know that this time of year is yours for the taking. Absolutely. Like, you want to sign 30 customers a month? They're out there. You want to be a top distributor enroller? They're out there. It's on you to go find them. So I promised I'd show you guys. That's the puppy that's on our dream board. Addie wants to name him Waffles. So that will be Waffles. That will be our family member by the end of the year. I don't know where he's going to come from, but this is Waffles, and that's the dog we met in PetSmart. So he's on our dream board. He's so cute. So we have a dog named Bacon. So that's why we need Waffles too. We have to have Bacon and Waffles. But gosh, it is what it is. But like Ashley said, turn off the TV, listen to the podcasts and the audiobooks in the car, take care of yourself. Get the sleep you need, but you need 7 to 8 hours. You don't need 10, When you're going for a run, don't listen to music, listen to an audiobook. When you're, taking care of yourself, you can also be doing, like, I try to make my self-development happen during my physical fitness, because that's why I can get 2 birds at one stone. Multitask. You guys, you want to sign 10 loyals? Have a party with 20 people. I bet you sign at least 10 loyals, Or you could message on Instagram for a whole month to try to do it, or you could just host a party. Stop being so afraid to blitz. Stop being afraid. People want these products. These products and these business are your gold mine. You are carrying around a pot of gold, and you are doing people a disservice by not sharing them with them. So that's all I got to say about that. Ashley, do you have anything you want to close with, or Dawn or Jeannie? I just feel like we all were all over the place, but like.
I want to highly recommend, if you haven't looked up Stephen Furtick, The Confidence, the I Am Confident. Oh my gosh, there's a 3-minute version, so I listen to it like at least 10 times a day. It is incredible, and it like pumps you up, and it doesn't take too long, because I am a busy mom. Mine needs to be. Highly recommend, if you can get to conference, get your butt to conference, guys. There's nothing like being there. There will not be a pay-per-view option this year. If you have a way to get there, get there. Get an Airbnb with a group of people. Make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Make some sacrifices and get there, because there's nothing like sitting in that room, being there for worship, everything. So if you can get there, please make the sacrifice and get there. You'll never get there and then say, God, I wish I hadn't come. Like, I shouldn't have done this. It'll change everything. Sit down and make the vision board if you haven't made a vision and a dream board, and don't put it somewhere you won't see it. I know Allison talked about, one of my girls, that it wasn't where she could see it last year, and that made all the difference. So if you have a vanity you always sit out, or you constantly at the fridge, like wherever it may be, put sticky notes. So I know for me, like what she said, like your kids aren't worth it or whatever it is. So like if you find yourself like wanting to watch TV, you should have sticky notes by your TV that talk about what you could be doing. Should you be messaging right now or watching this TV? Is this going to make you a double diamond? You know, put sticky notes in places that you know distract you, to remind yourself to be zero, to like focus in and be doing the things that are income producing. You know, you shouldn't be aimlessly scrolling on Facebook. One of the best things I do is as I scroll, I see an It Works post, I'm like immediately unfollowing. Like I don't need It Works all over my newsfeed. I need potentials. And so I'm being so super intentional with my time when I work that it makes that big difference.
Oh, that's so good. So Ashley, I just found the I Am Confident thing on YouTube that it's like 3 minutes and 12 seconds. So I was gonna screen share it to everybody, but I don't know. It's like uploaded by Elevation Church. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna open it, you guys, and then I'm gonna pause it and queue it up, and I'll share it all. And I feel like unless you guys have anything
like like you're gonna want to write down like your favorite. I make my girls write down their favorite statements from it. It's so good.
Okay, so
wait, I have one thing.
Yeah.
Okay, because Cindy Pentecost said this, and it's like everything I remind myself of every time I'm in a funk. She said that, you know, we get down on our knees at night and we pray for these things, but we do it with a bitter, angry heart. So we're angry about where things are at. So we have our hands out, but our fists are clenched tight. So we can't receive God's blessings. But instead, quit standing in your own shadows and wondering why it's dark outside. Step outside of them, outside of your comfort zone, and truly put your hands out, hands palms wide open, and it'll blow your mind the blessings that God is sitting here handing you that you just can't receive if your fists are clenched tight. That I tell myself.
Oh, that's good. That's so good. And I think a lot of people can probably really relate to that. Oh, man, I love that. Okay, cool. So I'm going to screen share this. And then we'll close. So let's see if it'll let me do it. I've never screen shared like a YouTube video. I can't see why it wouldn't work. All right. It's thinking about it.
Oh, it's going. It's starting. It says started screen sharing.
Okay. Can you guys see? Okay. Can you see like my YouTube page?
Yep. Now we can.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to go to full screen. Perfect. All right. Let's see. I'm like, I don't want it to like start buffering in the middle of it, you know? Okay. Turn the volume up.
The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked, even mine enemies and my foes, came upon me, they stumbled and fell. Though a host should encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war should rise against me, in this I will be confident. I've got a promise. Turning back is not an option. There's a calling on my life, and I'm not about to drop it. I got this. For this I was chosen. The final word over me was spoken before I was born. I have a purpose that goes far beyond what I want, what I feel, what I see, what they say cannot be. With God, all things are possible. When my desire aligns with the divine, I am unstoppable. In this, I will be confident. Of course, the climb is hard. I'm not surprised. The dream is difficult by design to make sure I rely on His might, not mine. His plan, not mine. His hand, not mine. My assignment was conceived in His heart, His mind. And the blessing ahead will always be greater than the battle behind. So this is not the time to compromise or entertain 1,000 lies and a million reasons why I can't, or it won't, or it's not, or I'll never. I've heard it before, so shut up, devil. God didn't say He'd make it easy. He said He'd make me better, make me strong, and give me grace to carry on. No matter what the opposition, I only need one weapon. I have the faith to overcome. In this, I will be confident. I'm too close to quit, and the stakes are too great for me to hesitate. So whatever it costs, whatever it takes, I keep coming. I show up, take the shot with my hands shaking. The fear is real, but it won't break me. God will not fail me, nor forsake me. I'll keep coming. I'll step to the battle like it's already won. Like I got the enemy on the run. I speak and believe like it's already done. In this, I will be confident. He made me a promise. He gave me a calling. I know that he's able to keep me from falling. I focus my hope. My excuses are gone. The moment to prove the power of God is called. He made me a promise. He gave me a calling. I know that he's able to keep me from falling. I focus my hope. The past is gone. The moment to prove the power of God is called. In this, I will be confident. The time is now. The odds are long. The haters are loud. The pressure is on. The devil, you messed with the wrong one. I got my strength. I got my storm. And in the name of my God, I will overcome. In this, I will be confident.
Is it not so good?
Okay, that's awesome. That is, anybody who doesn't listen to Stephen Furtick, I mean, he's, whether you are a religious person or not, he's
I agree.
Incredible speaker.
Like when it talks about how the journey, of course the journey's hard, I'm like, he's right. And he's like, of course I have to make it hard because I have to show you that you need me to get there. I'm like, that's right. God, I loved, and I listened to it in the bath. I listened to it in the bathroom. I listened to it in the car. Like, you can't listen to that, y'all, and not turn around and think that you're just going to kill it.
Yeah. And you guys, I just told you that story a little bit ago about how I got that platter that said you were made for this. And I just kept seeing that you were made for this. You were made for this. You were made for this. Literally the first thing that stuck in my head from that entire thing was, for this, I was chosen. It's the universe just smacking me in the face. I wrote, for this, I was chosen. He didn't say he'd be easy. He said he'd make me better. I'll keep coming. I'll focus my hope. I love that. The past is gone. The haters are loud. Like, those are some really powerful phrases. So something like that, you guys, 3 minutes of that can shift your entire mindset of the day. The year Denise Walsh went in Black Diamond, she listened to the exact same recording every morning, the first thing she did when she woke up. It's called The Strangest Secret. And so, I mean, whatever it is that's that one thing that resonates with you, that clicks with you, that shifts your head, that just tells you, I am good enough for this, I am strong enough for this, I am capable of this, like, listen to that, whether it's a song, whether it's a sermon, whether it's a podcast, whether it's whatever. Listen to it every day. Melanie McFarland, I think it was last year, maybe the year before, she made a video of herself giving herself affirmations and challenging herself, and she watched it every morning to herself, to push herself harder, because she was affirming herself. And that's pretty powerful stuff. So
I love that.
Gosh, oh my gosh, it's like 9:20. We've been on here almost an hour and a half. This was so fun. I knew we would talk forever, and I'm sure we could all talk forever longer, but some of you are probably on the East Coast and you're like, okay, it is time for bed, you crazy ladies.
No.
So I hope we see you all at conference. You guys, there are still tickets. Like, figure it out, sell stuff, ask for the ticket to for a birthday present, like, share a hotel room, make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Like she said, you guys, you say you can't afford it, but my opinion is you cannot afford to not be there. It will change everything. Oh, events will change everything. So awesome. Well, do you girls have any closing statements, or are we good?
Good. Thank you, Allie.
Oh my God. Thank you, Ashley and Dawn and Jeannie. And Jeannie, I think we all need to hang out. I think this is
agree.
The four of us could do some real damage together and have a whole lot of fun. All right, guys. Well, I did record the second it uploads. I'll put it on YouTube and I will share it with each of you, so that way we can, I know a lot of people said they had a team that needed this. So
thank you.
Thank you so much. Everybody have a fabulous night. Good night.